Hello everyone, John12 back here again with another video. Now today I'm doing once again another From Dusk Till Dawn, the series episode review. Today's Tuesday, so obviously it's time for another episode review. And today I'm reviewing episode 5, Self-Contained. And yes, it is time. We have finally reached Mexico, so to speak. So it's time to really get into this because we have reached the halfway point in the storyline of From Dusk Till Dawn, so there's obviously a lot to talk about. And seeing as how this episode was just packed with a lot of shit, I definitely have a lot to review. First things first, I really have to give props to a lot of the actors in this episode. I mean, Robert Patrick was a badass in this fucking episode. I don't care what anybody says about Robert Patrick's performance in this series, but in this TV show, he's a fucking awesome actor. I mean, in this, I just love his performance. Like, from beginning to end, he's just non-stop good. He's a fucking eye grabber. He fucking just kills it. Another thing I really liked was Wilmer and his character Carlos. He just dominated this show as a badass. I mean, coming into this show, I had definitely lots of odds. And with Wilmer's performance, I also had many fucking, like, really doubts, but because of his prior history in his acting. But damn, this is no joke. He's just a badass, like, from beginning to end. His character just does crazy shit, and it's just awesome. Well, first off, I guess the big teaser is we finally get resolution to the Fuller family's loss. We get to find out as to the reasoning to Kate's mom's death, and she finally figures out the truth. Because in the prior episodes, the Fuller family has been in doubts with their father. Like they have trust issues. Kate believes that her dad killed her because he was behind the wheel drunk, apparently. And we find out that he may have been drunk, but that wasn't the main cause, I guess. They were just having an argument, and basically bad things just went worse. And it just ended terribly. And I really liked the car crash scene. It was pretty cool and graphic. I really enjoyed it. But every single moment is just intense, intense, intense. The conversation scenes, I think, should have got picked up faster, seeing as how the majority of this episode takes place in the border. It just felt like, really, like for half an hour just in the border, just talking bullshit. It felt unnecessary to me. But for the most part, I really like Gonzalez. We kind of get a little flashback sequence with him and Don Johnson. Once again, Jesus Christ, his character dies. We all know he dies. But I guess Rodriguez just really wants Don Johnson to just kill it in this show. So I have no fault with it. It's I feel kind of weird with this type of story. But he just killed it as well. And I really like the flashback sequence because you get the father-son relationship between Gonzalez and Johnson's character. So it's just pretty cool. Another thing I really liked about this episode has to be the music. I just loved that guitar feel because it not only sounds cool, but I don't know about anybody else, but it kind of felt like a John Carpenter soundtrack almost. Like it kind of felt like Carpenter's The Thing. Almost, the music, just that subtle, slow guitar, one note after one beat after another kind of feel. I just really like that. Let's see. I really kind of felt that, I don't know, Richie's character in this episode was kind of pointless. I mean, he comes open with Seth with his problems, and so to speak, but I don't know, I think if they were going to have a heart-to-heart for a moment and just share information with each other, I think they could have went in more depth, because regardless of what happened to Richie, for him to be in depth with this religion and see all this crazy shit, I think we should have got insight into why that is. He just basically comes out and says, well, I see things, and that's it. I don't know, it just, I don't know, as a viewer, it just kind of feels pointless to me. But overall, this episode was pretty much a badass episode. Of course, if you haven't seen it, then look it up because it's just great. I've heard feedback that some of you don't have, the El Rey network, but I mean, lots of people seem to review it and just watch it on Netflix, so I guess you can just continue doing that. But I don't know, just go to DirecTV. That's all I can say. If you want to see El Rey Network and see this show in its full glory, get DirecTV. That's all I can tell you. But overall, this episode was just really badass. I love the music, the acting. Once again, it was just killed. It was just badass. This episode is just intense. I feel like it should have been picked up a little longer because, once again, this episode does take a lot of time in just the border in Mexico. So I would have wished it could have just been like a 10-20 minute scene and just moved on up. But overall, it's pretty cool. I love the transformation sequence with Wilmer's character and Carlos with the sheriff and the thing. It was kind of interesting to see that. It was really weird, but pretty interesting visually. I also like the ending because it felt kind of like a western. It felt like one of those really old westerns when like the ranger or the Lone Ranger just leaves and goes to Mexico. Like I just love that Gonzalez shot. There were so many good shots. It could have been ended in that exact moment, and I would have been happy with it. It was just awesome. You know, like the Gonzalez shot with him leaving away the badge and just going on with his mission to kill the Gecko brothers, which is badass. If they ended it there, it would have been awesome. Also the scene where Robert Patrick is just pleading with God for him to save his wife, and once she just passes and goes, he just like is cursing at the name of God. Once again, that could have ended perfectly. Like this episode had like 3 different endings, and it could have ended in any of them, and it would have been just as badass and dramatic. I just loved every single scene, but of course, we had to end it somewhere, and we ended right at the beginning of the Titty Twister. Yes, we have reached Mexico, the Gecko brothers in Mexico, and they have reached the Titty Twister, which is a bar that's open from dusk till dawn, hence the name. So, obviously, there's only one way to go, and only no way out, apparently. So, obviously, next episode, shit's gonna hit the fan, and I can't personally wait. I rate this episode at a 9. It's just awesome. Once again, the acting was just killed. It was awesome. Wilmer did a great job. Robert Patrick did a great job. Don Johnson was awesome. Gonzalez's character, God, I just think he's an awesome, cool character for this story. But overall, this episode's great, and I enjoy all the feedback that you guys have been giving me. And I definitely am not stopping here. We're in the halfway point of this story, so there's only one way out, and we all know what's going to happen. So, but seeing as how this show does take liberties and do different things, I'm definitely excited to see how this ends. You know, what the fuck are these snake vampires gonna do? I don't know, but I want to fucking see. So I just can't wait. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did, and definitely check out the El Rey Network for this series because it's definitely amazing. So, but that's gonna be it, and I hope you guys enjoyed my short review on Self-Contained.